Hello, fans of vans. So, it's been quite a while since I bought a Tomica Limited Vintage. My challenge is to try to get them where I can actually see the paint, because more than half of mine have paint rash. So, I was lucky enough to find a shop, and they sent me pictures, of the model, and it looked good in the photos. So, I it's a strange choice maybe for what you guys see in my other videos, but I like this van because when I was a kid, my dad got me like a Transformers model. It was before Transformers existed. It was like a Japanese toy, and the van looked like this, but it was red and it transformed. It didn't even transform into a humanoid. It was just a weird transformation. So I remember that, and so that's why I kind of gravitate towards this model here. So let's take a look-see and see if the pictures did the justice as to why I paid and bought this thing. Okay, so LV-N104 and typical TLV here. We have this blister that protects us from scratching, so that's good. Okay, let's see here. Just let it spin around a little bit as I did a little research here. So there's three van lines in the 70s from Toyota. One was called the Light Ace, then there was the Townace, which is what this is, and then the top line is called the High Ace. So this is the mid-tier van from Toyota back in the mid-70s. This is the first generation Townace. It came out in 1976 and is called the R10 chassis code or body code. And this thing had a 1.2 liter up to a 1.8 liter inline 4. And this is a cab over design, meaning the seats are, over the front axle. Saves a lot of space in a congested city like Tokyo. So it still has a lot of interior space as well. Okay, now this TLV model is actually the facelifted version. The first models had circular headlights, but this one has rectangular headlights, so this would make it the facelifted Townace that came out in 1980. Okay, so that's all I found out about this Townace. Let's take a look at the actual model itself now. So the first thing that, besides the goofy shape of it, that I like is the actual graphic that TLV put on here. So you'll see here it says Townace in this weird 1970s. It looks like an equalizer from a stereo equipment kind of thing, So I like it. It's very retro looking. So, and then also we see here, actually I can't get better light angle here. It looks like it says Townace right there. Yeah, so some sort of script here, Townace. Fuel filler, a little bump, or nope, that's paint I guess, a little silver dot. Again, a painted silver keyhole, and then physically molded door handle, but with no paint. Okay, some vents there, and that is molded into the casting. This rib here on the center, that is molded in. Really nicely done, actually. The wheels here, very nice. They look like stamped. TLVs usually have suspension, but this one does not, which is weird because it's a bigger vehicle. It would have been, I would think it, maybe it's the interior, that's why. We'll get to the interior a little bit. Oh, I didn't even notice. A couple ribs right here, really finely done ribs. So that's pretty good that I can see this graphic, and it's actually printed onto that rib so well that I didn't even notice the ribs at first. So very good job, TLV. Really weird, this rain gutter, how it goes upwards towards the back. I'm not sure if this is a fiberglass roof that's put on the van, and maybe the original van has a lower roof. Let's get up to the roof. This is a moon roof, I guess. It slides back on these rails, so that's interesting. Okay, well, alright. Now we get to the front. Townace is printed nicely. White license plate. What is this thing here? That's just smooth, but it looks like it's textured, but it's smooth. I guess it's like a really high flake, big flake silver paint. Okay, so now we have those rectangular headlights. Some vents there. Looks pretty good, alright. Some orange lights are painted in, and they're really well done. They're not overrunning. They're really crisply done. Some ribs here, very nice. Alright, let's get to the bottom then. So yeah, here we go, 1/64 scale, Townace. I guess this is made in 2014. So maybe they had other colors way back then, but I like this color scheme. Okay, so yeah, the silver again. This silver is really nice. It's not super blotchy. I've seen that in some other brands. It's smooth, big flake but smooth. So a good clear coat. Okay, so the graphics is nicely done here on this side as well. Okay, alright, well, let's go to the back. Okay, windshield wiper. That's just it's painted black. There's no part of the mold or anything, so it's flat. It's better than nothing. And then this says something. Sunroof. Okay, must be a special option. And then that's so small. Let me try to focus and see. Now, I'm sure there's supposed to be text there on the real car, but on this model, can't tell. Okay, really nice taillights though. Super deep. Good delineation between the colors, and then there's a little black molding trim around it as well, so that's really good. Blank plate, and then this bumper here is a separate piece. Yeah, I think it is a separate plastic piece, or actually it's part of the... No, it's separate. I thought it might be part of this, but it's not. So that's a separate piece. The exhaust tip is just black, but I'm sure it would just be a steel plain tube on the real car, so I guess that's okay. Indication of a spare wheel. And the tire width looks about right for the 70s. You know, they're not super wide performance tires, so I think that looks pretty good. They are rubber, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what about this interior? Let's see, I gotta find my flashlight. We got the black steering wheel. There's the dashboard, the center console. Looks like some buttons there. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice there's a two-tone seats. There's this brown in the middle, and then like a tan, I guess, a light tan for everything else. What are these? Some ribbing here. Yeah, the brown carries over into these rear seats as well. You'll notice the rear seat, the very back one I'm shining on, is three people wide. But the middle one is only 2 people wide because the door is on where my thumb is. So it's very accurate. You know, this is a sliding door, and then people would walk towards the back. So that's very good. So that's, yeah, very nice. So I'm very happy. I mean, I was lucky enough to have a nice seller send me pictures of this vehicle. And yeah, without paint problems, TLV is quite awesome. This is really nice. And I guess I can understand why it doesn't have suspension, because the actual interior, the floor of it, you know, it has to be low. So I guess that's the reasoning behind it. So, okay. Alright then, well, I guess we'll just let it spin outside of the packaging here for you guys. And you guys can decide for yourself if you think it looks good enough to enter your collection. I personally am quite happy with it. It's a goofy looking van, but as I mentioned in many of my videos, I like goofy looking cars. I just like almost all cars, really, the design of them. Very well, I'll catch you guys in the next one.